Our Hospice Portal has been built as a bespoke development project for St Margaret's Hospice in Somerset. As such, they own the intellectual property rights to it. It is available for sale, but you'd be buying it from St Margaret's Hospice rather than through Crosscare Experts. So let's go through it. This is the portal homepage. At the top we have a logo, which we'd swap out for your own logo. We then have a series of random banner images that will be supplied by the hospice. So these are random banner images supplied by St Margaret's for their portal. The colours down here blend with their branding and their public facing website. Again, we could swap out the colours so the whole portal was completely branded to your hospice's branding guidelines. One feature we have on the portal is the ability to plug in your own resources. So these could be documents, they could be PDFs, they could be help sheets, they could be on any topic or any subject, so that you can start to provide guidance and patient education out through the portal website. Across the centre of the portal we have three big buttons. We have I'm a patient and register now, I'm a healthcare professional, register now, and we have the portal login itself. The register now buttons simply take you to a patient enquiry form, so a patient or an outside healthcare professional could send you an email saying, I'd like to have a login and a password allocated to me for the portal, and you can generate them a username and password and send it out to them. Once they've got their password, they can come to the portal login and they can log in with their credentials. So to start with, if I log in as a patient, I can put in my username and my password, and I come into my patient dashboard. I get 4 options across the screen. Firstly, I get my details. So this is taken directly from the Crosscare admin window. It allows me as a patient to update online my title, my name, my date of birth, my address. So if I move house, I can change it online, my phone numbers, and I can also change my password. So if I change my mobile phone number, for example, I can update it on the portal, save my profile, and that immediately updates Crosscare. So if I now go and have a look at my Crosscare system, and I go to the admin window and pull up patient number 1, you'll see that the mobile phone number has been amended to the number that I entered. A patient can also look at their records. Now, the way we deal with this is we have a security group in Crosscare called Patient, and this dictates the review topics and the to-do list windows that the patient can use or can see on the portal. So from a medical record perspective, you have control over which review topics you allocate or you show to a patient. So I've got my summary, and again, if I go back to Crosscare, it's exactly the same as my summary in Crosscare. If I go and look at my history for the last 14 days in Crosscare and then come back to my portal, they look exactly the same. So we're just publishing Crosscare review topics to the portal dashboard so the patient can see details of their own record and of their own treatment. I can go back. Now, one of the other things that we have built into the system concerns the resources. So again, inside Crosscare, we have a to-do list window called Patient Information. Now, the way St Margaret's have implemented this is that these options are effectively video training courses, and I can specify that I'd like a patient to see the flickering flame videos or the calming hand videos. What that then does is feed through into a review topic called Patient Education in Crosscare, and then on the portal that feeds through into the information specific for me. So we can prescribe or specify information in Crosscare that we think the patient would benefit from, and then on our website we can build up resources that allow the patient to go and watch or read those resources and learn more about how they can cope with their disease. The last option we have for patients is questionnaires. Questionnaires are simply Crosscare windows and can be taken from your to-do list. So I've specified a number of windows and workflows from Crosscare. So I've got an initial medical assessment and the patient can now fill this in themselves. I've got risk assessments, I've got consent windows. So as a patient, I can say, yes, I consent to share information, and I can submit that straight back to Crosscare. Again, if I go back and look at my Crosscare system, I can see that I've filled in the consent form and I've said yes to share information, and it's the patient's own entry. So they're the options available to a patient. They can update their own details, they can look at their medical record, they can view information that has been prescribed or specified for them to look at by clinicians, and they can also fill in Crosscare windows. If I then log in as a healthcare professional, this is simply your Crosscare username and your Crosscare password. The first thing you get when you log in are details of your caseload. So your caseload is immediately displayed for you. You also get a patient search option. So I can still go and search for a patient. I can do an absolutely standard Crosscare search for a patient, and it provides me with a list of all the Joneses, or I can go back to my patients and look at my caseload. I can choose a patient from my caseload. The portal then tells me who I've got selected, and I'm then back to the same dashboard in terms of amending the basic information, looking at the medical record. Now, in terms of the medical record and the questionnaires, we simply pull the user's profile from their Crosscare setup. So we go and read their security group and look at the review topics they're allowed to see and the windows they're allowed to complete, and that's what is displayed on the portal for them. So a contact form that would be in their normal to-do list, they can fill in for the patient they're currently seeing. One of the big benefits of this is that St Margaret's actually believe a lot of their community nurses will just log in on the website and use the portal rather than take a laptop with a complete copy of Crosscare out on visits with them. A number of advantages to this, particularly they're not carrying around a full copy of the database, and if their laptop was stolen, somebody would have access to the entire database. But what it also means is that if you log in directly on the portal, you're updating Crosscare immediately and you don't have to laptop synchronize anymore. So you take away all the aggravation associated with laptop synchronization. One of the other things that St Margaret's are doing with the portal is they're giving their local GPs a username and password, and then they're creating them a caseload so that local GPs can make electronic referrals into the hospice. So I have an option to add a new referral. I can choose the reason why. I can type some notes in, and I can then put in the details of my patient. So I can have test patient, I can give them a date of birth, so let's say they're the 8th of the 8th 1958. I can give them an address, and I can save that referral. Now, a number of things happen there. Firstly, the patient is created inside Crosscare. Secondly, a clinical entry is made giving me the details of the referral. And thirdly, the referral is added to a caseload triage queue so that someone in the hospice can go and triage it. Once I've hit the next button, I'm then taken into my questionnaires so I can add further clinical information about the patient, which would also be added straight into Crosscare as a clinical entry as well. So if I go back to my Crosscare system now and I go into the admin window and I go and search for patient, I have a test patient at 15 High Street referral. If I go to their clinical history, it shows me that an entry has been made with a referral reason of emotional psychological report done by the general practitioner, nurse tester. And if I go to my caseload window and I look at my triage queue, my patient, test patient is added to the triage queue, and I can now go and add them to a real queue, a real caseload inside the hospice. So we're bringing the internet and Crosscare together. We're giving people access to Crosscare on the internet. Because the portal is just a website, it works equally well on my laptop, on my tablet, through my browser on my tablet, and even on my phone. It is mobile responsive, so if you look at it on your telephone, you'll see a slightly different layout, but it works perfectly well on my phone as well. So that's our portal built for hospices.